Okay. If you couldn't tell from that jam session that we warmed up to Justin Bieber because we are in Belieber vibes because of Bieber Chilla, and I am enjoying myself to the fullest, to be honest. I love him. I was the biggest believer, you can say. I had a fan account and like everything for him, and it was a fun time in life. And that's why you kind of like have to honor the legend that's performing at Coachella, headlining. Anyways, welcome back to the Look It Hannah podcast. So I was reflecting on doing this episode, and I was like trying to be like, what's the best setup and how do I make sure I get the perfect recording and the perfect this and that. And honestly, I kind of like thought to myself, like I'm putting too much pressure on myself to the point where executing the task itself feels dreadful and I'm afraid of it. So I kind of like took the pressure off of it and I sat on the floor and I really grounded myself. Guys, if you cannot see, I'm like really grounded right now. I'm sitting on the ground. I cannot get more grounded in life than than where I am right now. So, without further delay, I just want to start talking to you honestly. This week, I'm taking it more chill, and I thought what topic would be best to bring to you guys. And it turns out it's happiness. Since it's already Bieber Cello week, like I just loved Justin's performance. Like the whole set, I watched from top to bottom. And like I just couldn't help but go through this roller coaster of emotions. Like the soulful part of it and the more fun part of it where he's doing these throwbacks and to the point where he's doing some silly videos on YouTube, like all of it, like it just brought in so much emotions and kind of goes to tell us that if you really want to create an intimate experience and a fun time with the people who want to vibe with you, all you have to do is be yourself and let loose and just live in the moment without trying to make it perfect. If everything was perfect, Earth wouldn't be what it is today, right? Like all the mountains and the oceans, they're not perfect. They have flaws. So I kind of took that pressure off from myself this week and I'm really making it authentic, whatever you can call it, by sitting down on the floor and just talking because I don't need to sit in a fancy chair to get my point across and speak my mind, which is exactly what I want to do. In order to ask myself, am I happy doing this? I need to ask myself, wait, what is it that I actually do all the time? So, very realistically, as a lot of people, I scroll away on social media and I go from like TikTok to Instagram or maybe YouTube shorts, and it's like the most draining thing ever. It's like an empty well that keeps on going deeper and deeper and deeper. Makes me feel empty, honestly, doing it. So when I do these things for the small dopamine hits, I don't feel good. I really don't. But yet, I spend a lot of time doing it. Why? But I heard this quote or this video on Instagram where it was like, ask yourself, are you doing this action because it makes you happy? Am I scrolling on social media because it makes me happy? It doesn't make me happy. Does it give me dopamine boost? Yes. Does that dopamine boost gets exhausted and I crash out and I end up feeling worse after doom scrolling? Yes. Why keep on doing it? Right? It's like the biggest unlock I kind of went through a couple of years ago. Things that don't make me happy, I don't have to do it. Like, I really don't. I don't know how to put it, but when you consume things without questioning the meaning behind it, the things we consume will have an effect on us. And the things I was doing, bashing myself, not going deep into why I was being resentful of myself. And I was feeling so unhappy at the end of the day. And I just couldn't wait to go to sleep because I knew this toxic cycle that I was living in of that day would end. I was so happy to end the day. And I think the first thing was for me to accept that, yes, it's a reality. Yes, it's something I do. So let's accept it. Let's acknowledge it. And then let's try to come up with tools that can help me. Apparently, if you distract your mind with other habits and hobbies, you don't want to go back to social media as much. So, for example, I got a sketchbook and I randomly started sketching. I started writing more because I like to write. I started to bake more because baking makes me happy. I started to listen to podcasts more because I love working on myself and growing. Going to a 9 to 5. Am I happy? Debatable. If the answer is no, I think the self reflection that I've done is that doing it is a means to an end. And the ends are various. The ends are survival. The ends are actually the end is survival. The end is growth in some way. So Immanuel Kant, who was a very well-known philosopher of his own time, he said that human beings should be treated as an end in themselves and not a means to an end. That means we should respect the autonomy of human beings and not treat them as tools to achieve something. In a deeper context to this theory, when I treat the things that I do as a means to an end, that means I'm operating from a place of pressure, expectations, survival, or it's more validation. It's not something I want to be. It's something that I have to do. And if I treat myself and the things that I do as an end itself, then I'm much happier. If I follow my creativity, if I own my time, if I own my desires, if I own my autonomy, then I'm much happier. Human beings, you and I, are meant to be treated as autonomous individuals. And if a certain habit makes you feel autonomous, if it makes you feel like you're respecting yourself, then it's worth doing. And if a certain habit, like scrolling or going to your 9 to 5, feels like a means to an end because you want to escape reality or because I just want to survive, then maybe it's not the long term solution to my problems. Oh, that got deep real fast. So, what is something that is worth my time? Is something that brings me happiness. It's as simple as that. Full stop. I mean, there's no reason deep enough to be like, I want to start a podcast, right? It's just something where I was like, I think it will make me happy. And I did it, and it is making me happy. So it turns out that if I just follow my happiness, then the things I keep on doing are worth doing. Let's look at another activity. Does lying in bed when I come back from a long day makes me happy? No, not really. It makes me feel comfortable, but is it joyous? No. So, what does make me happy? Watching the sunset at 7 p.m. That makes me happy. So, doing that is so much more worth it and so much more cool just because it makes me happy. And my friend asked me, like, what made you start baking? And it's a multifaceted answer, honestly. There's a lot of complex feelings behind it. I just like, but if I had to boil it down to one thing, is that it simply makes me happy. The reward when I see because of the effort that went in, I love that reward 10 times more. And it honestly makes me happy that I am creating something from ingredients that are pantry staples. In my last episode, I talked about how my fitness mindset has evolved. And when I boil all of that down again, I love doing it. I love movement because it makes me happy. Honestly, I'm like spewing like random thoughts in this episode. So, welcome to the brain of a 20 something year old. We can be sometimes our own biggest critique. And by being my own critique, I lose battles, I win battles. But always critiquing myself to the point that it takes the joy away from doing things, it's not worth doing then. Like when I release that breath and when I let go of the expectations, the fear, the downfalls I might experience by doing this certain activity, I let go of this energy that does not serve me anymore. And when I let that go and I make an empty space in my mind and my body, I make space for happiness, for mistakes to be made, and for me to have fun while I learn from them. When I imagine like a grown up version of me, and I always wonder what choice would she have made in the moment that she was this age at this time. From her perspective, the older version me's perspective, she'd be making bolder choices, riskier choices. And that makes me giggle so much because the me right now maybe does not make those choices. But having a talk in my head between the older me and the now me, it really like pushes me to level up, and it pushes me to do the things I want and not put a pause on them. Because I know by doing things that first make me uncomfortable, they can make me happy. They have the potential to make me happy because of the results I will get later. And going back to that sunset point, like if lying down in the bed doesn't make me happy, then I need to go out and watch more sunsets. If having a cup of coffee like 5 days a week at home makes me happy, then that's worth doing because I'm saving money. And then on the sixth and seventh day, I can go in to a cafe and appreciate that special cup of coffee that I bought. Guys, it's going to be sunset in like 30 minutes. And going out right now on a walk is going to make me happy. And these are very small, attainable things. There's so much growth and so much like self love that happens by evaluating the things we like doing versus things we don't like doing. I mean, the reason why we like catching up with friends is because it makes us happy, right? And we do more of it sometimes because we're looking for that happiness. Maybe sometimes just being in solitude makes me happy. So I like doing that too. I'm kind of in a place where I feel like I could be doing 10 things. I feel like I could start a business tomorrow. I feel like I could travel tomorrow. I feel like I should take a dance class on a Taylor Swift song tomorrow. I feel like I should write more because that's just my way of expressing. The reason why I'm saying this long list of things is because it makes me happy thinking of even doing this. So, like, I don't think like I need to have the purpose of my life figured out because if I keep doing these small things that make me happy, watching the sunset, waking up early and doing some stretching because it just opens up my body in a way that allows me to be more present. It's a reminder for me and anybody else who benefits from it is that if you're questioning in any aspect of your life, if I should be making this next step, if I should be changing my habit, and it's a simple question to ask for yourself at the end of the day, it's not that complicated. If this change that you will make makes you happier than you are right now, then it's absolutely worth doing. And in order for me to get happier, if that requires a change of track, a change of habits, a change of pace, then yes, it's absolutely worth doing. I really have this big mental picture of where I am in whatever amount of time that it takes me to get there. And that means that if I keep choosing the things that bring me happiness, such as this podcast, then I will keep on doing exactly that. And I'm really looking forward to bringing this approach more and more heavily in my day to day because, like, evolution and growth doesn't happen in 6 months if I or you are not willing to do the uncomfortable things that will in turn make us happy today. That's just my thought. And thank you all for tuning in. And please leave me a review or comment. Let me know what makes you happy and what are you excited about. And I'll see you again next week back on the Look At It Now podcast. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.